Hi everybody and welcome to the Meet the Teacher presentation. I'm just going to share my screen with you all. Hopefully that's working. Yeah, I think that's all fine. So I'm just going to talk you through our kind of ins and outs of what happens in reception class, who's in there, our timetable, things that you might want to make note of, and how you can get in contact really. So first of all, the adults in Davy's class are myself, Miss Mandry, and our TAs are Mrs. Jackson and Miss Stevenson, who have worked in our early years department for a very long time. So the children are in very good hands there. And Miss Shettle will be in and out on a Wednesday as well. Our class author is Benji Davies this year, and I'm really excited that he is because he has got some lovely books such as The Storm Whale, Grandad's Island and On Sudden Hill. Lots of his storybooks we will be featuring in our English lessons throughout the year. Our classroom, so lots of you will have seen the kind of outside area as you walk in, but you won't be able to see the inside of the classroom at the moment, unfortunately. So it's quite nice to show you some pictures. This is our reading area, which the children have really enjoyed kind of snuggling down in, looking at books. They've got the nice lights and the bunting, and they're able to self-access those. So they'll be able to choose things that really interest them at the moment, which is fantastic. We've got our role play area, we've got an arts area, also a mark making area that unfortunately isn't in this picture, but there's lots of stamps and letters and envelopes to encourage the children to get writing and mark making. This is just a general picture of our room to show the nice kind of spacious space that we have available, and this section here is our construction area, so children can do lots of different things there. They can use these boxes, they can open them themselves, they could access Lego or train tracks, the list goes on. Our outside learning environment, lots of you have seen, but you won't have maybe seen all of the different activities we have. So we set up a water tray each morning. The children are able to self-access things from there again. So if they want to play with shells or boats, they're able to choose those different toys. We have a sand area for the children, a small world area. So this is a dinosaur setup, but the last few days we've had a hedgehog and tortoise, which links to our book of While We Can't Hug, and also linked to My Tortoise Doug coming in. So it kind of really gets their imaginations going and enables them to use those tough trays to act out different situations, which also encourages loads of other different things such as speech and language, personal, social, emotional. So they're brilliant as well. And then we also have other tough trays that, you know, might be Lego or painting, all sorts of things. The track where we get bikes and scooters, our lovely canopy where, you know, we have another outside book corner. We also have a mud kitchen as well. Unfortunately, I haven't included a picture of this, but you'll be able to see that as you come in the mornings. As well as climbing, sorry, I'll go back to that one, as well as climbing frames and the nice grass area as well, where there's the Wendy house, so that's brilliant. So what does the school day look like? Well, at the moment, we've been having a settling in routine, which is similar to the routine that you see here, except we've been having choosing and playing first of all in the day, so that when the children come in, they're not on the carpet for too long at the moment. So they come in, they have their register and washing hands, we say good morning to each other, and then they are free to go and choose the different areas that you just saw. So it might be building, it might be painting, it might be reading a story, something like that. And then later on in the morning, we'll then have our focused English. So it's reversed at the moment, but as time goes on, and the children become more settled to kind of sitting still on the carpet, listening, lining up, all of those things, we will then be able to introduce focus phonics time, English time, followed by the child initiated activities, then playtime, then maths carpet time, followed by child initiated activities. We'll have a stretch time. Then we'll have lunch time, and just to touch on that as well. So the way we do it at the moment is we ask the children what they would like to have, 2 choices of a main and 2 choices of a pudding, and then we record that They line up, they go into the dinner, well, they wash their hands, they line up, they go into the dinner hall, and then I will collect whichever choice they have said and give it to them at the table, so that there's not that cross-contamination of kind of bubbles going on, which is really important, obviously. After lunchtime and playtime outside, they'll then have registration again on the carpet. Then we'll have another input, so that will be science or RE related or personal, social, emotional. So it could be something like Diwali, or the picture here shows that we're meeting my pet tortoise Doug, so that links to science and learning about reptiles and the different kind of textures. So we were talking about, oh, does he, is he going to be soft or is he going to be hard? So all of those kind of things as well. Then child initiated activities again, where they're able to choose what they want to do, and a story time at the end of the day. These pictures just kind of highlight what we've been doing during our settling in period. So this is a listening game outside where the children hold a parachute, moving as well. And then this is a science experiment that we did about hand washing that they've really enjoyed. So to talk you through the home learning expectations for reception this year, we understand that lots of the children will just be starting to learn and starting to use their phonological awareness. So at the moment, we'd ask that you would do a shared reading time at least 5 times a week with the child. So that might be reading their favourite story, discussing the pictures. Can they guess what's happening? Or what might happen next? Can they tell the character's emotions from looking at the kind of expressions? Oh, that character has a sad face, so he might be feeling sad or worried or unhappy, those kind of things. As time goes on, the children will start to have their own books, which you will then kind of assess their reading. So they will then point to the words and attempt to sound those out with you. We would ask that you make a note in the reading record to just say that that has happened. So you can just do a signature or write a comment, whatever you feel is kind of appropriate for that time. And as time goes on as well, we will be giving out homework books, which will be green like this. Whoops. Okay, let's go to this. So in terms of managing behaviour in the classroom, children are expected to do kind of standard school things like sitting on the carpet, listening, looking at the teacher, sharing, those kind of things. And we've spoken about what the consequences are if they're not doing those things. In school, we have a visual card, which is a yellow card that shows the children, okay, this is your warning now. You need to change your behaviour to be able to go back on green. Sorry, a bit of a dry throat. Talking. And then if the warning card is kind of escalated, the child isn't choosing to make a good choice, then they might be put on a red card as another visual reminder of, no, you need to stop, you need to think about what you might do to be able to get back on green. We also have a class treasure chest, which is kind of our group reward system, where when the children are on green, they're showing me good sitting, they're showing me listening ears, I will put pieces of treasure into the box. When the box is full, they will then get a special treat. So this week's special treat has been meeting Doug. It might be bubbles outside or making something like Play-Doh together. Who knows? The list goes on. We will also have 2 Golden Award winners each week, which we do as a whole school. So the Golden Award winners can be for anything that is really wow that week. So it might be amazing sitting, it might be amazing listening, it might be fantastic reading. It could be anything that I've thought, wow, that really deserves recognition that week. Oh, they will also be mentioned in the newsletter as well, so look out for that. So, important information to think about in terms of the children coming into the classroom each day. Children, please need a named water bottle so that they, can stay hydrated. It's really important. They're super busy at the moment, running around all the time. So it's nice for them to be able to have access for that really easily so they can see their name. Fruit and vegetables are available to children all day. Yes, so we have a snack table where the children are able to come and access fruit themselves. Obviously at the moment we are overseeing that quite closely because of, you know, the coronavirus, so we need to make sure that people are kind of, well, children are taking one piece of fruit and eating it. There's no kind of putting it back or anything like that, but in time they will learn the routine of one piece of fruit just for me. Yes, so recommending that all items of school uniform are clearly labelled, especially in reception. They're often kind of taking their jumpers off when they're playing and things like that. So we need to make sure that they are clearly labelled so that they can get back to you and it's not very expensive for you needing to buy new things, because that would be a shame. In cold weather, yes, make sure that they're in warm clothing, please, because they will still be able to play outside even if it's very cold. So they are going to need waterproof coat, a jumper. They're going to need kind of appropriate clothing, again, if it's sunny weather, that they're provided with a sun hat, and that you put sun cream on them in the mornings, please, because that's not something that we are able to do. So this takes us to self-care skills. In reception, obviously children are learning these things daily, but there are ways that can help them get a bit speedier and confident. So things like having Velcro on their shoes enables them to feel like, okay, I can do this by myself, and it saves a lot of time as well. They're not kind of having to stop playing because their laces come undone. They're able to feel that they're independent with their clothing, which is really important. They need to practice as well, putting on and taking off their own coat. Lots of them are fabulous at this, but if you could do that with them at home, so that at the end of the day, again, they feel confident, right, I go to my peg, I get my coat, I put it on. Otherwise that can take a lot of time, and we've got 30 children as well, which I'm sure you can appreciate. And dressing more independently in the morning and attempting fastenings, yes. So that's, again, trousers, dresses, if they're kind of got socks as well, encouraging them to do all of those things themselves, going to the toilet by themselves, cutting and eating their food, yes. So all of those things will be threaded through the school day, which will help them to feel kind of, yes, I can do this. School is a place where I'm confident and independent, and it's brilliant when they can do all of those things. So moving on to Seesaw, this is a way that we will be recording and observing children's learning. So you might think, oh, how does the teacher observe and make sure that the children are ticking off parts of the curriculum? Well, while they're playing, I will be going round, and so will the TAs, having conversations, extending their learning and making notes, taking photos of all the fabulous things that are going on. These will then be uploaded to Seesaw, which enables us to have kind of an online journal of the children's learning and wow moments. You will then have access to this as the year goes on, once those journals have kind of been compiled. We don't want everybody kind of logging on and there's nothing to see, because you might think, oh, what's going on? But I can assure you that there is lots of learning and photos and observations going on, but uploading them online can take a little while and get it going. You will have received a consent form, which we please need to have to then be able to use this. That's also why it's not been set up yet. Without that, we won't be able to do the online version, which would be a shame. We'd love to save paper, and we'd love you to be able to have kind of that instant recognition and feedback as well. In terms of maths and English work, we are going to have a maths book and an English book. So if you log on and think, oh, lots of this seems to be art and kind of construction and role play in those areas, that's because Seesaw is going to be predominantly for those things, and English and maths observations and photos will be stuck into their books a lot of the time. So just to explain that. And then lastly, there's lots of information on our website that is updated regularly. So please make sure you keep clicking on the website, looking at our home learning section, and then clicking on to reception. That's where there was the video of me saying, hello, I'm Miss Mandry, here's Doug. And there'll also be this video there, so you will have found that section. but also the coronavirus updates, things like that, how we need to stay safe as a school, that will be on there. And the Twitter page as well is fabulous for finding out kind of different amazing things that have been going on that week. You can download the app, and if you would like to get in contact with me, if you have any concerns or questions, I'm aware that this presentation is kind of a new setup for me. Usually I would have you all in front of me and it would be a bit more natural. I could then say, okay, any questions, any kind of further information that you'd like to know, you can always talk to me at the end of the day or morning drop off if you have any questions. And if you do have any concerns or questions and you're not able to kind of grab me at those times, email the office and they will forward it on to me, and then I will then speak to you in the mornings or email back if that's appropriate. So I hope that's kind of given you a little bit of a picture of what the world in reception is like, and I look forward to speaking with you and getting to know you throughout the year. Thank you very much. Right, let's end the video. Thank you.